Welcome to Familypreneur, the podcast for parent entrepreneurs
raising kidpreneurs.
It's time for your weekly dose of inspiration and actionable tips to build your business and find better balance, all while strengthening your family. And now we'd like to introduce your host.
She's my mom and thebomb.com, Meg Brunson.
Hey there, you are listening to episode number 83 of the Familypreneur podcast. Just a couple weeks ago, we talked about FOMO and JOMO, and I talked about finding the joy of missing out in as much that I didn't feel guilty about not attending some conferences that were happening at the time. Now, fast forward a couple weeks, and here we are today to my version of real life where I am attending two very big, very exciting conferences in the same week. On Monday and Tuesday, I am attending the Lakeside Women's Business Conference, and then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I am attending PodFest Multimedia Expo. Now, the Women's Conference is in Wisconsin, PodFest is in Orlando, and of course, I currently call Phoenix home, so this means a week of traveling and craziness. And don't get me wrong, a ton of fun. But it means time away from my family. It means a lot of time in the airport catching germs and, dealing with the public, which is always exciting and fun. And, before becoming an entrepreneur, it looked so glamorous, being able to go on business trips and attend conferences. And there's a lot of really important benefits. So I want to start by talking about the importance of these in-person events, because they really do a lot to help entrepreneurs feel connected, feel not so alone. It's easy for me to feel isolated in this world of entrepreneurship where my everyday life, going to the grocery store or walking my dog or playing with the kids at the playground, I encounter people quite frequently. However, these people don't quite understand what I'm going through, right? Number one, as an entrepreneur, and number two, as an online entrepreneur. So I know I have a lot of listeners who may fall into a variety of different, business verticals. But for those of us in the online space, we know that it can be kind of a lonely one. Most of our friends, most of our family, they don't really understand what we do. They don't understand how we make money or anything like that because it's not traditional. We're not putting on, a suit and tie or a pantsuit. I don't know what women put on, and going to the office, to work for somebody else. We're doing our own hustle. We're selling courses. We're offering strategy sessions. We are selling digital products and things like that. And it can be tough to feel supported. It can be tough to feel understood. I remember attending DC PodFest a few months ago, and Dave Jackson gave one of the keynotes. He's another podcaster in this space, in the business space, and he mentioned some really startling statistics about suicide and about depression and how podcasters and other entrepreneurs can actually experience high rates of suicide or depressing thoughts. And I think a big piece of that is because we do feel so isolated and so different from the people that we typically interact with every day. And that's one of the reasons why I place such a high emphasis and a high importance on attending conferences like this when at all possible. Now, you can certainly look for conferences in your neck of the woods, local meetups and things of that nature, but I really encourage you to try to find events that are going to attract people that are very aligned with the actual work that you're doing, because it's in meeting those people that you truly start to feel uplifted and you start to feel connected. And it's important that you don't feel alone in your work. Okay? I know I fall into those ruts too. I'm not exempt from it. And attending these conferences are such an amazing way to feel support from people who get it. Now, again, don't fall into the FOMO, state of mind where you're making decisions based on a fear of missing out on something. Instead, you need to make sure that these events are really aligned with your goals, with your financial goals, that you're not going to put yourself in the red financially by attending, and that you're going to benefit from the networking, from the education, and from the other people who are there. So this is just something that's been heavy on my mind, on my heart this week as I'm traveling to these events and justifying the importance of attending in-person events when you are an online entrepreneur or any type of an entrepreneur. Now, of course, in the meantime, if you're looking for support, Facebook groups are a great place to find those in-between support, sessions, which is one of the reasons why I created the Familypreneur community, a community for parent entrepreneurs looking for support as it relates to both parenting and entrepreneurship and all of the places where those two aspects of our lives intersect. So if you're feeling stressed, frustrated, alone, like you don't really know what to do next, you don't really know what the answers are, that nobody really understands you, just know that you are not alone. There are so many of us that are going through the same struggles, that feel overwhelmed and feel tired, and uncertain about any of the decisions that we're making as they pertain to either business or our children, because neither come with, an instruction manual. So definitely seek out people in real life that you can start to form some of those friendships and relationships with. They're priceless. And in between events, join some Facebook groups where you can, again, connect with some of those similar people. We'd love to have you in the Familypreneur community. You can just head over to familypreneurcommunity.com. That URL will redirect you into our Facebook group, where we have a couple quick questions for you to answer, and we will get you approved as quickly as possible. If you're looking for some interesting events to attend that might be, in your niche or that would attract the right people, we can also talk about that within the group. So after you join, give us a little information. What type of events are you looking for? What part of the country do you live in? And we will brainstorm together to find events that are going to be the best for you. Until next time, have a great day. And remember, you're not alone.
Don't miss my mom's next episode. Subscribe to the Familypreneur podcast and automatically get access to the newest episodes every week.